You've got the vision, you've got the grit. You're up late tweaking the funnel, answering emails, making sure nothing falls short, but yet it still feels heavier than it should. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just carrying something that wasn't meant to be carried alone. Because here's the truth that flips the script: Solomon, the wisest, the wealthiest man in the Bible, didn't build solo. He didn't isolate. He didn't overfunction. He didn't white knuckle his way to the top. He built with people, strategic partnerships, skilled labor, aligned allies. He built a kingdom not with more hustle, but with more help. Because Proverbs isn't just a moral list of tips, it's a business blueprint. And if you have been trying to scale something God sized with solo effort, it's time to open the playbook. We remember Solomon for his wisdom, but we forget what made that wisdom work. He wasn't some robe wearing philosopher writing poems on a balcony. He was a system thinker, a trade operator, a global strategist. He built infrastructure. He ran international deals. He mobilized teams across borders and languages because Solomon knew what most entrepreneurs miss: success is a team sport. Here's what that feels like: you stop waking up with the weight of every decision. You breathe a little easier. You start focusing on what matters most because you're no longer the bottleneck. Solomon didn't just hire people, he united them. From King Hiram's timber exports to master craftsmen from Tyre and Sidon, to transporters and designers across the region, Solomon aligned people around a shared vision. He didn't micromanage, he cast vision and let experts lead. As John Maxwell once said, teamwork makes the dream work, but a vision becomes a nightmare when the leader has a big dream and a bad team. Picture this: it's Monday morning. But instead of starting your day in panic, everything is already in motion. Your ops lead handled the fires. Your content's prepped. Your inbox is under control. And you're finally building without babysitting. That's what multiplied vision feels like. Solomon didn't try to do it all. He didn't mine the gold, design the plans, and install the doors. He trusted experts, he knew his lane, and he stayed in it. Proverbs 15:22 says, plans go wrong for lack of advice. Many advisors bring success. Translation: don't just hire help, recruit complementary strength. You need people who sharpen your blind spots, not just echo your ideas. This is the shift that starts unfolding. You go from scattered to structured, from overwhelmed to optimized, from being the fireman to becoming the architect. Solomon didn't just care about skill, he cared about alignment because the temple wasn't just a project, it was sacred. He didn't just ask, who can do this? He asked, who can carry this with reverence? Benjamin Franklin once said, it takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it. Solomon knew shared values protect the build. Here's what that feels like: you stop second guessing your hires, you stop babysitting ethics, you start watching people own the mission like it's their name on the line. It's not delegation, it's stewardship. Solomon didn't hand out clipboard checklists, he handed out ownership. He gave authority, not just tasks. That is what created scale, because where there is trust, there is speed, there is stability, and there is space to lead again. Imagine this. You unplug for 3 days, no laptop, no checking in. And when you come back, your team didn't just hold the line, they leveled up. Clients were served, sales kept rolling. The machine ran because you stopped being the motor and became the multiplier. That is what real trust builds. God blesses unity. Let's take it deeper. Psalms 133 says, "How good and pleasant it is when brothers live together in unity. For there the Lord has commanded the blessing, life forevermore." That's not a metaphor, that's mechanism. God blesses unity. He breathes on alignment. You can hustle harder in isolation, but still feel stuck. Or you can build an agreement and experience favor you couldn't force, even with 10 times the effort. Solomon didn't just collaborate for efficiency, he collaborated for alignment, because that is where God moves. So let's land on this. Solomon didn't build on charisma, he built on collaboration. He cast vision people could run with. He knew his lane and stayed in it. He built around strength, not convenience. He picked partners for alignment, not just availability. He led with trust, not control. And he operated in unity because favor follows agreement. Because here's the reality: you were never meant to carry this alone, you were meant to lead it. And leadership isn't about doing everything yourself, it's about building with others. Imagine this: you look up a year from now, and instead of burnout, you feel blessed. Your systems run smooth, your team is in sync. You're finally working on the business, not inside the chaos. And the vision God gave you, it's not just surviving, it's scaling. God gives vision to individuals, but legacy, that is built in community. So stop working so hard solo and start asking, who is called to build this with me? Because when you build like Solomon, you don't just grow a business, you build a kingdom, and you build something heaven can bless.